everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Mariana. Welcome to the Slavicathon reading vlog, where we read books based on like Slavic folklore, books that are written by Slavic authors or have Slavic influences, or just, you know, something to do with Slavic culture in general. I am keeping it very simple for the first round of this readathon. I have a whole list of books that I could be reading for this readathon, but I think I'm just gonna go with the shortest one first, and that is Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. Today is December 3rd, and I know Slavicathon starts tomorrow on December 4th and 5th, and I also have like other stuff that I need to do. I'm gonna start a little bit early. It's 5:30 p.m. on December 3rd, like I said, and I'm like starting half a day early, and that's fine. It's fine. Okay, I guess this is update time. I finished Metamorphosis sooner than I thought that I would. I'm from Slovenia, and they teach us about this book in school. I know that we talked about it for at least like a week in class. I don't think that as a teenager I would have enjoyed this book as much as I did right now. Even when we talked about it and when we discussed it in class, I was like, oh, I don't think that this is my thing. I don't think that I like this book. I really liked it. It made me so sad. Just feeling the sense of loneliness and feeling alienated from the people you love and where you are right now at this point in life, and feeling this dread and sadness that you're not able to relate and communicate. There is so much about this book that I felt was relatable, and I really enjoyed it. So I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Now I think I'm gonna read Girl at War by Sara Novic. If you don't know, Slovenia was kind of like founded. It became its own independent country in the year 1991. And my dad, he is absolutely obsessed with history. He knows so much. My dad is probably the one person who had given me my love for history, and I am nowhere near him. I'm just like a hobbyist. I just read what fascinates me and then I forget about it. But my dad, he knows so much, and it's all that knowledge that he just absorbs. I think I would love to just kind of ask him about that part a little bit more, especially like 1991 and how Slovenia came about. And obviously, I don't know if you know this, but I am half Slovenian, half Croatian. So my dad is actually Croatian, my mom is Slovenian, and I would love to read more about like this side as well. One of the goals with this Slavicathon for me is to kind of dig into that part of my culture and that part of my heritage, I guess, and feel more connected to it. Be open to learning new things. And for the second part, if I manage to finish this book and the next book, it's just harmless fun. This book talks about the Yugoslav war, right? Yugoslavia broke up, and I was like, how did all of this start? Because obviously there has to be more to this, right? And I was on Wikipedia, and I just learned a lot. Most of the wars ended through peace accords involving full international recognition of new states, but with a massive human cost and economic damage to the region. Initially, the Yugoslav People's Army sought to preserve the unity of the whole Yugoslavia by crushing the secessionist governments, but it increasingly came under the influence of Serbian government of Slobodan Milosevic, which evoked Serbian nationalism to replace the weakening communist system. As a result, the JNA, Yugoslav People's Army, began to lose Slovenes, Croats. How do you say Croatian people? Croats. Is that how you say it in English? Kosovar, Albanians, Bosniaks, and Macedonians, and effectively became a Serb army. According to a 1994 United Nations report, The Serb side did not aim to restore Yugoslavia, but to create a greater Serbia from parts of Croatia and Bosnia. Often described as Europe's deadliest conflict since World War II, the wars were marked by many war crimes, including genocide, crimes against humanity, ethnic cleansing, and rape. The Bosnian genocide was the first European crime to be formally classified as genocidal in character since World War II, and many key individual participants in it were subsequently charged with war crimes. When it comes to the war section in Wikipedia, the first section is the 10-day war in Slovenia. The second one is Croatian War of Independence, which lasted from 1991 to 1995. Bosnian War, 1992 to 1995. Kosovo War, 1998-1999. Insurgency in the Preševo Valley, 1999 to 2001. And insurgency in the Republic of Macedonia, which was 2001. And there is a lot going on here. Obviously, my interest is not only to learn about Slovenia, because this is where I grew up, but also learn more about other countries from the Balkans, because I know a few things, right? But I never went down this rabbit hole to educate myself on everything. I also want to know day of uprising against occupation. So Slovenia, it is no secret that Slovenia has always had someone on its territory. Like, we as people, we always had someone here, right? So I opened a separate tab, and here we have like Celts and Romans, and then we have the migration of Slavs and Slavic tribal principalities. We have Carantania and Carniola, I don't know what that is. And then we had the Frankish country and the Holy Roman Empire, and then the Habsburgs. Then, you know, we also had Austria, Hungary, and Yugoslavia. We've never had our own country, and 2021 actually marks Slovenia's 30th birthday. It's the first time that we're like our own country, and nobody is, you know, trying to get rid of our language, get rid of our culture. You know, I've never read a book that mentions Slovenia, even like on booktube. It's very hard, it's impossible to find a book that just talks about like Balkans, and usually even in the media, Slavic people are, you know, demonized. If you look at the way Russians are portrayed in the movies, gosh, there's this part in this book. It just talks about how the war began in Croatia and how people had to hide, and I didn't expect for Slovenia to be mentioned at all. I think just learning about Yugoslavia in general, like the Balkans, is so informative, and it makes me feel a lot more connected. It makes me sad. So many wars had to happen for us to coexist. Yeah, this book is... I'm really glad that I started this readathon yesterday, because I knew that I had plans for this weekend. I am actually meeting my best friend and her brother, and we are going ice skating. And the last time I went ice skating had been about 4 years ago, maybe. So yeah, I'm really excited. in time for some reading sprints that the Wild Sasha is doing on her channel. I know that I'm a little bit late. I'm like 4 hours late, but I'm still happy to get into it. So yeah, let's sprint and let's do some reading. Okay, so I finished Girl at War. I rated 3.5 stars. I felt like the ending was a little bit rushed. The book itself is just very heartbreaking. It's sad. Now I am reading currently Goodbye Sarajevo, which is about the war in Bosnia in, was it 1991 or just around that time basically, and now the Serbs, I think, are attacking Sarajevo. So it's history, right? I think Goodbye Sarajevo is a memoir, whereas Girl at War was fiction. I'm not entirely sure. But the fact that this happened is unfathomable. Like, I know that war happens, and I know that there are still wars raging. It's heartbreaking how many people are affected and traumatized and have to go through so many things just to survive. I just have to say that Slovenia is very lucky that we only had the war for 10 days. But gosh, it's heartbreaking. I am 9% done with Goodbye Sarajevo, and I am still doing the Slavicathon sprints. We have 4 minutes 50 seconds left, but I still wanted to check in. Hi everybody, I feel like I never move. I just keep filming from this position. I just want you guys to know that I fucked up my back yesterday, and my entire chest area when I inhale hurts a lot, and I feel like I'm gonna get a cramp in my back and then I won't be able to move, and I'm in pain. I didn't fall when I went ice skating. I don't know why it hurts. Maybe I slept wrong, but yeah. I ended up finishing Goodbye Sarajevo, a true story of courage, love, and survival. Rated it 4 stars, and this is my review. Heartbreaking true story of a family separated during war, having suffered too many tragedies and faced too many hardships. This book was a hard hitter. I actually cried. It is just one story of thousands that were affected, but it's so impactful. This book was hard to read and felt like my heart was being torn apart. I can't even imagine how hard it must have been for all these families amidst such loss and devastation, because so many people have lost their loved ones or have seen death with their own eyes, and that is just so traumatic. Not to mention, you know, there were snipers and there were bombs going off, and people are just, you know, I can't even begin to imagine the amount of trauma someone has to carry with them after witnessing all of that. So now I'm moving on to something lighter. So later on today, Sasha will probably be hosting reading sprints, and I am going to be starting The Last Wish, which is the first book in the Witcher series. And if I manage to finish this one today, I'm gonna start Sword of Destiny, but I don't think that I will be able to finish this one. I hope I don't DNF, because my sister recently told me that she doesn't think I will like the Witcher series, but I love the games and I enjoyed the TV show, so I really want to give it a shot. Unfortunately, I did not manage to finish the Sword of Destiny yesterday, but I did manage to get to page 83. If I read a little bit more, I think I would get to like page 250 before midnight, but I was very tired, so I didn't finish it. I did, however, if we look through all the books, I did manage to read Metamorphosis. I read Girl at War by Sara Novic. I read Goodbye Sarajevo by Atka Reed and Hannah Schofield. And I managed to finish The Last Wish, which is the first book in the Witcher series. And I read also this one. So all in all, the Slavicathon was very successful. Yeah, I don't think that I will be finishing this book today. So I think I'm gonna stop it here, and I think this video is done. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing, because I would love to have you here. But if not, that is fine. I'm just happy that you're here, and I guess I'm gonna go. Happy holidays, and I'll see you next time. Bye!